it's time for Toker Talk Radio, the voice of the marijuana nation.
What are you people? On dope?
Where you can toke.
I inhale frequently.
Or you can talk.
I experimented with marijuana and didn't inhale.
Or you can toke and talk.
10 federal criminal penalties for possession of up to 1 ounce of marijuana.
While we talk about toke on Toker Talk Radio.
So, by the way, when it comes to pot, if you're 40 years old, you live in a log cabin in Oregon, you got 12 giant pot plants in your backyard, have a ball.
Live from beautiful Portland, Oregon at Rolla J Studios.
Hey, this is great. Just not cannabis.
Plus your calls live at 971-533-7111.
They're walking on their pants with their cap on backwards, listening to Enema Man and Snoopy Poop Dog.
What's to keep somebody from getting all potted up on weed and then getting behind the wheel? Gateway theory doesn't work. It's a reality.
Holland, is it real? Don't tease me.
We're locking up people that take a couple of puffs of marijuana, and the next thing you know, they got 10 years.
And now, here's your host, the guru of ganja graphics, the sultan of sativa statistics, and the worst nightmare of a reefer mad prohibitionist. A polite, perspicacious, productive pothead with a propensity for PowerPoint. Radical, Russ Belville.
Welcome everybody. Toker Talk Radio's on the air. It's May 13th. We're glad to have you here. Got Brian the Red hanging out with us. Got some hash. Savior of the universe. And we're going to get to that, but before we do, we got a video to start off with, which is, it's actually something I've thought about before, something that has scared me in the past, something my ex-wife used to warn me about, being so open and free and public with my audience. Check out this video. This is pretty scary.
Wait for me. No. I mean, everything. No. Where's the shit? It's in the other room. Ow! Where's the shit? It's in the other room. The room? Here, take it. Watch this guy. Watch this guy. Take the shit. Watch this. Don't fuck around. Huh? Don't fuck around, huh?
This is a guy called Marijuana Man.
Where's your money, huh?
Who has a YouTube channel.
I gave it to my friend already today. What? Huh?
Who does a show.
What?
Not unlike me or Coral Reefer or Token Daily. And these guys did a strong arm robbery. They busted into his place with a real gun. That's a real gun, by the way. These guys have been picked up, because they were robbing a guy on camera.
Yeah, that's a real gun.
That's a real gun.
Where's the rest of the butt? Where's all the rest of the shit?
They got the crowbar, yeah.
Beating a guy with the crowbar.
Where's the rest of the shit?
This is real.
Where's everything else? Come on, you gotta have some shit. Where is it, man? Stop looking at me. Where's everything else? What? What? Where's everything in that room?
Yeah, the report I got with this, I know people say it looks like a sketch. No, the report the report I saw on this was, Stoner gets robbed on his own show and said the two guys are in custody. Maybe we're getting pranked here, but
we could be getting punked, but it looked like they were hitting him, but
hard to tell. Happen. He was off the camera. No, not the original Marijuana Man at Cannabis Culture and Pot TV. No, this guy's handle is like number 2 marijuana or marijuana 2 man or something like that. If this guy's pranking, he's a hell of an actor.
He's stoned and beat up.
Wow. That's my first time seeing it, by the way. I just read it earlier. But it makes you wonder, because if anybody's watching and you're thinking, hey, let's go jack Radical Russ and steal all his weed, you could find people with more weed. I don't have any weed.
There's so much more weed you could find in this building.
Here's the thing, is like I don't really stockpile weed because weed always shows up. And if it doesn't, at most I'll have an ounce on me, maybe.
So weed is this passing acquaintance that makes its way through,
Yeah. Sometimes it's free. Sometimes I'll buy some. Sometimes I'll grow some.
But as you can see, we got an empty.
Yeah, I'm empty right now.
Mr. Keith box.
I'm down to roaches.
Yeah.
But that's cool because eventually some shows up, or I get some. It'll be all good.
Or Hash shows up.
Yeah.
Savior of the universe.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know where the guy is. We're going to try to find out more about that story and the authenticity of it. But I just got that video forwarded to me, and I just thought it deserved a look.
Yeah, that's some crap.
So yeah, don't bother trying to strong arm Rob, because number one, Roscoe will bite your ass.
Yeah.
Number two, I will fight back. See, here's the thing. And maybe this is foolish of me, but I don't fear guns. I don't. If you're going to shoot me and kill me, shoot me and kill me. Oh, you're not going to shoot me and kill me? Then I'm going to kick your ass.
Yeah,
that's the thing. And maybe, maybe I'm a reckless guy. Maybe it's a factor of not having kids to worry about.
Could be built into you from your military training.
Could be. Could be. Guy come in here with a gun. I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah, really. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel, too. I mean, where I grew up. Really? It's like...
What are you going to do, shoot me? Kill me? Come on now.
Yeah, like, what is this, middle school? Nothing.
And that's what I think. Look, I got no experience in this, so I'm talking out my ass. But really, I think a lot of times the power of the gun is people giving the gun power.
Mm-hmm.
It is, fearing it. Oh, my God, he might shoot me.
Yeah. I was taught never bring a weapon to a fight. Always use theirs if you need one.
Always use theirs if you need one. There you go. Oh, yeah, that sucked, though.
Yeah.
So, did not like that video. We've also got some other stories here. Oh, did I? Yeah, the call number's up. We do have the phone line up if you want to give us a call. If you got any questions about the new 420 radio thing, look, I'm so sorry we had to rebuild again. It is the last thing in the world I wanted to have to spend the last 4 days doing.
We had, the other site up, and it was, kind of cool, and we had all things kind of flowing, but the back end wasn't jiving.
The back end wasn't jiving.
There was motion in the backfield.
Yeah, there we go. Illegal procedure.
Yeah, there was an illegal procedure. There was a flag on the play.
Yeah,
it was a red flag.
Yeah. What happened is the old system we were on Drupal, and there was something in conflict between Drupal and our host servers out there at the Weed blog that was causing a dump, this massive data dump that would fill up 120 gigabytes worth of disk space in like a day.
Yeah.
And crash the whole server. And not just our website, but other people's websites. So that couldn't last. We had to, emergency, you have to take this down now. And I didn't want to spend the time to try to debug what was going on, because that's a lot of back-end stuff, and I have to wait for other people to get information back on that. I'm like, screw it, let's go back to
Too
WordPress.
Much back and forth. You already know WordPress. So.
Yeah. WordPress works great. Already, a lot of the things I was having trouble solving in Drupal, I've already solved with WordPress. There's a plugin for that.
Yeah, so to answer chat room, no, you don't have your usernames and passwords. You're going to have to sign up as a new green account. Use the password, the promo code new site, all caps.
I don't think it matters.
Okay, well, new site, and you'll get the first month free, and then there was a thing with transferring the PayPal accounts. So, he'll explain that later. That's basically, there will be a blog up or something.
Yeah, it's up there. And basically the deal is this. Your PayPal automatic debit for your VIP account was attached to the account in Drupal, right? And there's no export or transfer of that. You have to cancel the old ones and build new ones.
And so that's why, when we started up 420 Radio, we transferred from WordPress to Drupal and had to manually input all the old accounts.
Right. So rebuild yourself an account. And here's the deal. If you want to rebuild your monthly subscription, pick whatever VIP level, bronze, silver, gold, or platinum, right? Use the code NEWSITE and you'll get your first month free. Now, there are a few people who were on the old annual, like, hey, I already paid for a year. If you're one of those already paid for a year people, create a free account. It's called Green Team. And you don't have to worry about promo codes with the Green Team because it's free, right? Yeah. But just create a Green Team account and email me. Say, hey, I signed up for a year. I should be good until, October or whatever it is. And I'll manually set you up for that level of an account. And you're not going to get the different color change screens like we used to have when you had a VIP thing.
Yeah, it's not all schmancy like before. We had to revert to basics just to bring you what we can.
Yep, had to get the back end working and the front end working, and now things are working better. I've got to get the store up. I've got to get the forums up. After that, I'll work on cosmetics, and maybe we'll have the color change again. But right now, everything seems to be about 85% functioning.
And then all the old episodes.
Yeah, and all the old episodes. Oh, God, yes. And the old blog posts. Oh. There's still a lot of work to do. If you got any comments or questions, you can email me, russ@radicalruss.com. I'll get the contact form up as soon as I can. When we come back, we got some more stories to talk about, including marijuana for dogs. Roscoe, where's Roscoe?
The Russ Belville Show is blogging and podcasting daily at radicalruss.com.
I'm Sub Cool from Team Green Avenger. At TGAgenetics.com, we are working on the leading edge of medical strains. Our strains are rigorously tested for THC, CBD, THCV, and other critical cannabinoids. Know your grow. Check out our genetic diversity at TGAgenetics.com, the home of Jelly Bean, Jack the Ripper, Vortex, and other award-winning cannabis strains.
Welcome back, everybody. 4:11 here in the Pacific Time Zone. That's Cass Haley with Dreadhead Dream. Love Cass Haley. Welcome back. And a couple stories here that we can chat about. I noticed you had one for this pill.
This is an interesting thing here. Yeah, I'll shoot you the link for the video, and we can play the video.
Okay. It's Idrasil is the name.
Yeah, it's a pill that's, a cannabis pill, and supposedly they've got this proprietary technology process that lets them harvest all of the cannabinoids, not just the
THC.
Yeah, not just the THCs or the CBDs. And they've got it in a pill form, and they've got the other ingredients listed on the website, idrasilrx.com. It's available, it looks like, only in California, and there's a list of doctors that will prescribe it, and apparently you can get your insurance to pay for it.
Oh, now see, that's something
or reimburse for it.
Yeah, I've been bringing this up as far as the whole medical marijuana box.
And this is really, I like this idea though. People for true medical, they should have this option.
Sure.
It's like, it's expensive, all those pharmaceuticals and crap. This allows them to get their cannabis with the same insurance. And without the stigma, because it's not called, cannabis or marijuana on the prescription, or nobody looks at you funny because you're asking for, it's got the clinical name, Idrasil.
But, and this is that outcome of the Box Canyon that I'd predicted, though, that we will continue to have this development of cannabinoid pharmaceuticals, and again, good, let's have more options. But as soon as they become as effective as raw marijuana and paid for by insurance, we no longer have an argument for medical marijuana.
Well, we no longer have an argument for growing medical marijuana ourselves. But there's always going to be the argument of, the homeopathic, they want to, have it holistic healing. They want to grow their own, because they don't want to use pesticides or, they want to make sure what's in there, like people who grow their own food.
Right. And so now this becomes more a argument of preference versus an argument of need. We no longer have that argument of need for marijuana buds if they can provide an inhaler, a spray, or a pill that has the same effective relief, or even better if they manage to synthesize it.
If I could find, if they could find which cannabinoid makes my brain function properly, because it's out there. It's so frustrating having, like ADHD and OCD and a bunch of other things. I say I got an alphabet soup going on up there, but it's it's difficult to focus on certain things, to complete tasks, but there's certain strains that I've smoked that get me so focused and get me just streamlined. It's no joke. It helps connect. It's like a key, to your brain, to your special, your own functionality. And then, of course, it's got so many other, benefits. But did we get that video link?
It's still downloading.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm going to play it on the main player, so I'm not just going to play it off of a window. But we'll take a look at that. But another story that I've got here, and we covered this briefly before, but ABC News is now covering it, and so it's going to get a lot more mainstream attention. Vet says pot use on pets could put off putting them down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Mm-hmm. And so it's Doug Kramer. We reported on this before. He's with Vet Guru Animal Veterinary Center. Talked about how he used THC for his dog Nikita when she had an untreatable cancer. She had gone through all the traditional pain medications, even steroids. When it became clear she was nearing the end, that's when she had nothing to lose. As long as it didn't hurt her, at the first dosage, she was up and around. But this just highlights to me again one of the saddest parts of medical marijuana. We got to wait till we've tried everything else, and everything else has failed, and they've got nothing to lose. Oh, well, all right, you got nothing to lose. We might as well try the weed.
Yeah, I mean, and I was thinking about this earlier today, too. I mean, because there are people who, I've known for years, and they're like, they'll smoke it, and they'll hang, and they'll do whatever, but they don't go out and fight for it. And, then when they really need it, and which some of them, they've come to really need this as a medicine, and they're like just expecting it to be there. And I'm just like, oh, come on, you didn't fight for it, and now you want it? It's kind of, I don't know.
Now, this is an interesting...
Like fighting against it and then wanting it too, It's just kind of ridiculous to me.
Well, it happens in just about any... It can happen a lot. Hypocrisy abounds everywhere, man. It's going to be found everywhere. But this is an interesting side to this story, too. If the push for kush for pets grows, strange sentence, if the demand for treating pets with medical marijuana grows, people for the ethical treatment of animals could get on board with the movement, according to PETA President Ingrid Newkirk. Quote, our position is that anything that can help animals, if it's truly properly administered in the right amount and can relieve a dog's pain, then they should be given the same consideration that humans in pain are given, Newkirk told ABC News Friday.
Mm-hmm.
But Newkirk stressed that there is a high potential for abuse when pets and marijuana are brought together. Quote, people amuse themselves by blowing smoke in a dog's face to get them high or getting the cat drunk. And so, that's something that one has to guard against. It has to be a genuine medical need. And if that is the best course of treatment, then we are in favor of it. End quote. And yeah, let me add to that because, I hate it when people do that to their dogs. They'll hold their dog's snout and blow on their nose or whatever. I don't believe any being should be drugged without its consent unless we're talking about, a medical necessity kind of need here. I don't support like sneaking brownies to people that they don't know are
that's not
medicated. That's not cool. And how could it be cool for a dog?
Yeah.
Now, there are dogs, there are animals who'll come get it.
We've got several friends who have animals who, as soon as they reach for their box, they go for their pipe, they take their bong out of its hiding place. The animal comes right up next to them and says, oh, is it time?
Cousin Kenny's little wiener dog will lick the air, will lick the cloud.
Yeah. I mean, cats that come, right up while you're trying to light it, and they're just like pushing their face up like here.
Yeah.
Trying to move your face. Come on. Yeah. It's my head.
So if that's the case, then, hey, it looks like the animal's choosing it. And the animal's choosing it, and it's not harmful to the animal, so hey, let it be. Of course, I know people that let their dogs drink beer, so.
Yeah, I've known people who do that too, and that's not, But actually, there's a beer out for dogs now.
What?
Yeah, it's called Dog Grog.
Is it Portland made?
I believe it is.
It sounds like something we would come up with, doesn't it?
Welcome to Portland. We have custom beers for your dog. Go out and enjoy a pint and bring Rover.
That's right, man. We got a beer for everybody, two-legged or four-legged here in Portland, Oregon.
You know the saying, about
What's it say?
Down on Northwest 23rd Avenue, where all the yuppies who say everyone and their dog is out. So now everyone and their dog is going to be out getting drunk.
Here we go. Hey, but it's 420. We're not going to get drunk. We're going to do some hash. Cannabis.
Oh, have you ever met that funny reefer man? A reefer man. Have you ever met that funny reefer man? A reefer man. If he said he swam to China, he would sell you South Carolina. Then you know you're talking to that reefer man.
420radio.org is listener-supported cannabis community radio, and while we value every $4.20 donation that comes in monthly from our members, we take this moment to offer an extra special thanks to our most generous donors who have provided over $1,000 worth of support to 420radio.org. For their privacy's sake, we'll identify these knights and dames of the smoky table as Sir Randy of the Lakes, Dame Kathleen the Beneficent, Dame Kaylee the Wise, Sir Travis of Stumptown, Sir Rolla J of Cush, and others who wish to remain anonymous. Thank you, lords and ladies.
Where is he?
Don't worry, he's gonna be here.
Where is he?
What time is it?
4:20.
4:20.
4:20! Time to get woohoo!
Ah, God. My bones hurt from not smoking.
4:20 is when we smoke.
God, I love 4:20.
It's my favorite 3-digit number. Do you guys think anyone else knows about 420?
What do you mean?
It's our thing. You know, we are always saying it, you know.
Yeah.
That's because we are always smoking at 420, you know. Do you think anyone else has caught on by now?
Why would anyone give a rat's dick about when we light up?
Actually, I may have told somebody.
What?
How could you?
That's our thing, dude. Our thing. Not somebody else's thing. Who did you tell?
Just my older brother.
That's not that bad.
That's not that bad.
And the Grateful Dead.
You told the Grateful Dead about 420? Who?
Uh-huh.
The greatest rock band of our generation. You told them about our secret smoking ritual?
It's not that bad, okay? The Grateful Dead, like, I've never heard of them, so it's not like the whole world knows, you know? It's not going to turn into a big holiday.
Actually...
You got to be
shitting me! The hell is wrong with you?
Listen, relax, okay? It's not that bad. In fact, imagine your name in lights. The Waldos. 420. The holiday.
You know what? I can't wait till we are famous people.
Hey, where does 420 even come from?
It's Hitler's birthday.
All right, so we got the video up here for Idrasil. This is this new
this is
like
testimonials or something. So.
Yeah, marijuana pill from C3 Patients Association.
Hi, my name is Marguerite Swingen, and I'm here to talk about what cannabis has done for me.
Hi, my name is Sarah Hossey, and I'm 24 years old. I'm an art student at Cal State Long Beach. I'm about to graduate in about a year. I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease when I was 16 years old, and I've also got arthritis.
My name's Zachary Reed, and I'm 20 years old. And I am diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma, stage 4.
I have multiple sclerosis, multiple myeloma cancer, and end-stage kidney failure.
My name is Jeff Byrne. I started using cannabis, medical cannabis, about 10 years ago. I injured my back.
Hi, my name is Theron Morris. I'm 50 years old. I am a medical cannabis user. I have degenerative disc disease and bulging discs.
My name is Emmy Bissell.
I am 24 years old. I'm from Oceanside, California. I have been diagnosed with major depressive disorder.
Frank Flores is 40 years old. In 2004, I had an accident where I shattered my patella.
Hi, my name is Lucinda Carter, and I was born in California, but I have a southern accent because I was raised in West Memphis, Arkansas. I didn't start using cannabis for a very long time. I was told that it was really bad for you, that it was a major drug, and unfortunately I was being given major drugs that caused major side effects.
What attracted me to Idrasil was the consistent dose, and obviously the fact that I wouldn't need to smoke it.
Hi, my name's Alex. Just want to review a little bit here with the effects of my life here and cancer, and how Idrasil's helped me out.
When I got diagnosed, I actually felt the difference and felt what was actually working and what wasn't, compared to just getting high.
Nothing really worked. they would give me pain pills. Started getting addicted, and I was taking like 3 to 4 narcos a day.
I mean, by day 5 being on Idrasil, I was sleeping all the way through the night, which was crazy at the time because I was waking up 3 or 4 times in the early morning.
Medical cannabis took me from eating 10 painkillers a day to eating 2 Idrasil a day and getting a very good night's sleep.
When I got into this Idrasil,
you know what this Idrasil sounds like to me? Greenies.
Yeah, it does sound a lot like our greenie capsules, which I take daily.
Like I said, to dry off the secretions in my lungs.
Extract on
Another thing that medical cannabis does for me is to alleviate the pain.
Also, appetite.
But they say sativix is plant extract.
40 pounds over the last 18 months. This is something they didn't even think was possible.
If you take Idrasil, it's having a small bottle of 30 pills at a time with you. If you need to take more, you can take more. You don't have to worry about overdosing. There's really no such thing.
I get good rest. I'm able to come back to work, which was great for me.
Turns out that the dose is really consistent. It's really easy to use. It fits a busy lifestyle.
This is remarkable to me because all this marketing here, if I just took Idrasil off there,
yeah, you could put any other
cannabis
drug.
Greenie, it would be the exact same commercial.
It is in a pill bottle, and I can take it in my purse.
I only briefly heard one thing where they were negative about the fact that they couldn't smoke because of their lungs.
But I'm just saying, they don't say cannabis. That's why it's accepted by all these people, because they've taken the stigma of the whole marijuana cannabis name off of it. Put a label on it.
Eat everything, and to smile, and to be able to just meet your friends for lunch or go to the mall. I mean, that seems like such little tiny things. It's huge for me.
And I've been using Idrasil for 6 months now, and I feel a lot better.
Idrasil has improved my quality of life.
It's like it helps reach to that point.
It's like it's a cannabis extract. It's just like cannabis. It has the same effects as cannabis, but since they can call it Idrasil, they can put the beautiful music behind it and the lavish production and sell it with the same Madison Avenue marketing plans that they would put behind any other pill.
Yeah, and they've also, on their website, they've got the information on what's in it, like what besides cannabis.
All right, yeah, give us a rundown on that if you got that.
Let me find that for you. Let's see here. This is going to take me a minute.
All right, so this Idrasil here, again, you put it in a pill, you make it something that insurance will pay for, and suddenly everything we've been saying about marijuana is true.
You know what I mean? All of a sudden, we were right.
All of a sudden, everything we said was true. It helped that one girl sleep. It helped this guy with his pain. He was able. There's no toxic overdose.
Yeah,
it's every line we've ever said about medical marijuana. But now that it's in a pill and it's called Idrasil, although I have to compliment them on not putting a C, an X, or a Z in the name of their pill.
Yes, that makes it sound more natural.
Well, what the hell is Idrasil, right? Idrasil. I always get off on this when they say, "Oh, the silly, super silver haze, grape ape." That's not names for medicine. I know what grape ape is. I know what grape is. I know what apes are. I know what super silver. Super is a word. Silver is a word. Haze is a word. They're all natural words. Why are those silly? But Idrasil, Asifex, Tadalafil, Zantac. If we make up a name for it, throw a couple Z's and C's in it, then it's not silly? Makes no sense to me.
Still having trouble finding that.
All right. Well, we'll move on here, and you can pull that up another break here. We'll get that stuff together, because I got another couple of stories that I thought were very interesting. Trickster Phillips sent me this one. The DSM-5 is coming out. Now, if you don't know what that is, Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. It's the 5th revision. Up to this point, of course, they've been using DSM-4. Now, what this has to do with us, you and I talking here, is the definitions of addiction, substance abuse, and dependence, and so forth. Now, I've always had a pretty simple set of definitions. This is the way my brain works. I organize and categorize things. To me, there are addictions and there are dependencies. An addiction is something that that you are compelled to do. If you keep doing it, it will kill you directly. And if you try to stop it cold turkey, it could kill you. Those are addictions. So alcohol, heroin, cocaine, OxyContin, methamphetamine, those are addictions. On the other hand, there are dependencies. Dependencies are things that you are compelled to do, that are, harming your life, whatever, but they can't possibly kill you. They can make your life miserable. You can have all sorts of dysfunction going on because of it, but it can't possibly kill you. And if you go cold turkey from it, it won't kill you. No possible way it'll kill you if you go cold turkey. So, sex, shopping, gambling, internet, porn, marijuana, those can be dependencies. That's me, right? That's my definition. But DSM-5 is going further than that. DSM-5 is getting rid of, are you ready for this? The words abuse and dependence.
They're getting rid of them?
Yeah. There will no longer be a diagnosis of alcohol abuse or marijuana dependence.
So that problem must have just automatically gone away.
They've come up with a new, well, first of all, they're talking about how the problem with calling it abuse is that it's a blame the victim kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You are doing something bad. You're choosing to do something bad. You're abusing.
Yes. Yeah. And abuse, right? And dependence, similar kind of thing. And the words that we use to describe people and situations do frame the way we treat people. And it becomes a moral judgment. And it becomes a question of willpower and all that. So what they're doing here is they're moving away from these binary, abuse or disorder, and moving into more of a spectrum thing. This is kind of like what they're doing, what they've done with autism, right? They talk about where do you land on the autism spectrum. They don't say you're autistic anymore.
No, jeez.
Right? Now there's,
there's levels.
There's levels. It's how severe the autism is.
There are degrees of psychotic, and, I fit into several of them.
There we go. In fact, they're getting rid of the diagnosis of Asperger's syndrome. There'll no longer be Asperger's syndrome. It'll just be, you'll be on the mild side.
They had to make fun of it on South Park.
That's right. So
gone.
They're putting it on the mild side of the autism spectrum. So similarly, what are going on here is they're going to move to, let's see if I can find this, where they're going to talk about, like, someone wouldn't have alcohol abuse. They'd have alcohol use disorder severe. So it'd be like severe, moderate, and mild, right? Cocaine use disorder, mild.
So they have odds.
And another thing they've got is they're taking away, when you make these diagnoses, sometimes it's like a little flow chart where you got to read, have you done this? Have you done that? Have you done this? Have you done that? Right? And one of the things they're taking out there is there's been a long time one that says continued use of the substance despite the potential for legal consequences.
Yeah.
Well, that's anybody who smokes pot.
Yeah.
That's anybody, right? So that part of the diagnosis didn't make much sense. So they're taking the legal part out of it. Legal ramifications, something being prohibited is no longer a criteria for diagnosing whether someone's abusing a substance. Has a disorder. That's a landmark change in how psychiatrists and addiction specialists are going to have to. In fact, will they even be addiction specialists anymore? They'll be substance use disorder specialists. So, the other thing they point out here, and this is really good. I'm just going to read you this paragraph from this is off thefix.com. By the way, the website thefix.com is rapidly becoming one of my favorite websites. It's run by, it's generally for people in the treatment and recovery and rehab community, but I read so much coming out of this that is so much more enlightened than what we get. These are people, I often read things in here like, let's stop worrying about the whole marijuana thing and deal with people who have real substance use problems, right? So there's some good stuff in here. Let me just read you this one paragraph. The term dependence has, in practice, been misunderstood and misused. Rather than indicating severity, it has been linked to the physiological processes of dependence, withdrawal, and tolerance. These biomarkers of addiction make a great deal of sense in diagnosing certain substances, such as opioids, alcohol, and benzodiazepines, which do in fact result in a user becoming physically dependent. But the term dependence causes much confusion because not only do people who are misusing, say, opiate-based painkillers and who become addicts develop dependence, so do patients who take these medications exactly as prescribed. So equating dependence with addiction is inaccurate. The inaccuracy and confusion are magnified when dependence is applied to substances such as cocaine or marijuana, where tolerance and withdrawal symptoms are rare. Tolerance and withdrawal, clearly defined physical responses to addictive substances, remain diagnostic criteria, but dependence is gone. So that's one of the things they'll have in there too. They say the user has to take more and more amount of the substance to achieve the same high. That's your tolerance. Withdrawal, the user desperately craves, wants to get it. If he doesn't have it, that's your withdrawal. Those can still be, markers in diagnosing someone with a substance use disorder, but no longer is dependence. That's fantastic. That's just fantastic change. I thank you for sending me that link there because this gives me hope that the new generation of psychologists and psychiatrists and medical professionals are starting to get it. They're starting to see. There's other things in this that point out how there's a shift away from the abstinence-only therapies for people with drug use disorders, and instead harm reduction and moving to milder substances. Trying to wean them off of some things to less harmful substances. And like the story we did out of Colombia, where they're getting guys off of that crack cocaine kind of thing, bazuco, onto marijuana. Yep. And I often point out how and then of course, since marijuana has no dependence, really, then they could just quit that. And then their treatment is done. They're back a productive member of society. Woo. Wasn't it Tommy Chong who said, marijuana, it's the drug that'll let you leave it alone? Yep. Like, you don't want to... If you don't need it, then just leave it alone. And I've often pointed out my own personal history of drinking myself out of college. I was an alcoholic. I started at 16. By 22, I was definitely an alcoholic. And then once I was 22 and I started smoking pot regularly, my need or want to drink has pretty much gone away. And I've had people, when I've told them that, they say, oh, well, you've just swapped one addiction for another. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Sure. Give me the one that makes me healthy instead of kills me, please. Guilty. Oh, gee, I'm addicted to pot. Oh, no. And that's why I'm not even pothead, Mr. Belleville. I'm not even going to shy away from that label. Even though DSM-5 is going to change it, right? Mm-hmm. I'm willing to allow the prohibitionists and my opponents say that I'm a pot addict. Fine. Yes. You come sit and watch me work for a day. I'll show you what a pot addict gets done. This pot addict gets more done before 9 a.m. than most of you get done all freaking day. See if you can find the hat. Get the Twitter handle. All right. So that's some good news. When we come back, we'll see if we can find some more stuff on this Idrasil. Interesting news out of Arizona as well. And I think I had one more that I had collected today. Oh, yes. DEA agent gone bad. So, what? Stick gone? Around. How could that be? How could they go? They are always we'll be right back.
We'll be right back after these messages from our 420 friendly sponsors. Support these advertisers because their ad money goes straight to the Russ Belville Show. You're tuned into the Russ Belville Show, the voice of the marijuana nation.
Have you considered medical marijuana? Double-blind, peer-reviewed studies have found cannabinoid therapies to be successful in treating the symptoms of Alzheimer's disease, ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease, brain cancer, chronic pain, diabetes mellitus, dystonia, fibromyalgia, GI disorders, hepatitis C, HIV/AIDS, hypertension, incontinence, MRSA, multiple sclerosis, osteoporosis, pruritus, rheumatoid arthritis, sleep apnea, and Tourette's syndrome, as well as anecdotal evidence in suggesting relief from anxiety, depression, and post-traumatic stress, plus reduction in the need for narcotic painkillers. Side effects from medical marijuana can include euphoria, relaxation, anxiety, panic reaction, paranoia, tachycardia, dry eyes, dry mouth, concentration and reaction time impairments, appetite increase, and in some U.S. states, arrest and incarceration. But medical marijuana is non-toxic and cannot cause overdose. Medical marijuana, it's not for everyone, but ask your doctor if medical marijuana may be right for you.
Oh yeah, this is Big Daddy, and I want you to join me every Thursday night at the Funky Roller Rink, baby.
Engine number 9. Can you get me back on time? Move on down the track. Keep that steam coming out the stack. Huh. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. We smoke for breakfast.
Oh, that's Thoughts Arise in Ominous Words featuring Ariano with Hot Box the Planet. We'll just let that bed in there for a little bit. If you're watching on our web screen right now, I'm running this chart that I made. Well, it's not really a chart. It's more of an infographic or a meme. I don't know what to call it.
I'm sure this is on your Pinterest account.
It's on my Pinterest account. That's the perfect segue. I was going to talk about Pinterest.com/RadicalRuss. And I've also built a widget for it on the new 420 radio site.
A what?
Yeah. Widget? Although sometimes it doesn't pop up. I still have some debugging to do, but it's working most of the time. But it's Drugs Are Lies versus Cannabis Truth. And of course, I start with the Drug Czar. I pull stuff out of the Drug Czar's latest thing. You know, marijuana is going to cause cancer. Marijuana is 20 to 30 times more carcinogenic, blah, 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 blah. And then I put Cannabis Truth, the Tashkin quote, you know, some suggestion of protective effect. And then this latest study from Zhang, habitual pot smokers had no significant increase in cancer risk, and there were no significant differences in any of the comparisons, including habitual versus non-habitual use, number of joints smoked per day, duration of up to 20 years, or duration of more than 20 years. Marijuana does not cause cancer. Period. Can we just make that clear to everyone here?
I mean, if I haven't gotten lung cancer from smoking, I mean, you guys don't know this, but I smoke a lot of weed.
Yeah, you do.
I get high daily.
And now let's be clear. This doesn't mean that pot smokers don't get cancer. It just means we don't get cancer any more than people that don't smoke pot. Well, I could very well get lung cancer.
It actually, well, there have been studies that show that we have less instance of certain cancers.
Right. So and that when we did in hour one on the bladder cancer.
There we go.
The more chronically you smoked,
holy
the less bladder
crap!
Cancer.
You know, I am never going to ever have to worry about bladder cancer.
No doubt. My bladder is fine.
It's safe.
I've got super bladder.
Colon, maybe something else, because, you know, you saw Tommy. But
oh, my goodness. And good news on that other story we did in hour one. By the way, replay of the show comes up at 6 p.m. Pacific. So if you're getting in here late and you're like, God, I wish I could listen to well, just wait a little bit.
Yeah.
Coming at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, we replay both hours. By the way, with the new schedule I've got up, the only replay of Toker Talk Radio you get is the next
same day.
Is at 7.
So
I killed the morning replays in order to put back the daily Toker Tunes hours so that we could entice more of the musicians to give us their music.
So I was walking through downtown and some guy stopped me and said, hey, you want to listen to this? And I was like, I'm broke. He's like, oh, you don't understand me. You know, I was like, okay, I'll listen for a second. And I was like, this is some good stuff, and give him our information, so maybe we'll get him on.
Yeah. More artists, the better. And again, I'll get the contact form up hopefully later tonight. Shouldn't take me too long, so that you can get those musicians into us.
Yeah, a lot of stuff, rebuilding an entire media network.
Oh, yeah. Lots of work to be done. Now,
coming up tonight.
Yes. We've got the new Viper Hour is on tonight. We've been doing Reefer Movie Madness Night for the summer.
And what do we have for them today, Russ?
Tonight, it's The Violent Years.
Dun, dun, dun.
The Violent Years.
Okay, for me, that was like between 6 and 12.
So we'll see what that one is. But that'll finish up our first disc. If you're just getting in and you're checking out the new site, the new 420 Radio site is on WordPress again. We had a system crash. I had to rebuild the site over the weekend. Still some bugs, but we're getting it all worked out. Should be good to go. If you had an old user account, you need to build a new user account. And if you do build a new user account and you want to sign up for a VIP membership, use the promo code NEWSITE, NEWSITE, and your first month is free. That's just for you guys for having to go through the hassle of signing up again. I know. I'm sorry.
I know. Bouncing back and forth between WordPress and Drupal.
But we will not bounce again. Trust me on that one.
Yes, and really, Drupal is in the past.
Yes, and if we had a highly paid team of IT professionals to put this stuff together, we wouldn't have all these problems.
It's almost like the incarnation of the website is like it's following the Windows rule.
There we go.
Like
every other one is good.
Sucks,
that could be it.
But the last one was really awesome. It's just the back end that sucked.
Yeah. So we
needed a kick in the back end.
Yes, so we got that good. So if you had an old account, sign up for a new account. If you were a yearly subscriber, sign up for a free account and email me, because I can't do the yearly ones automatically. I have to
sign up on our green team, and he will get you set.
That's right. And then for a monthly account, sign up for another monthly account. Your first month's free, and I canceled your old monthly account. So you're not going to get, if you got a note from PayPal today that said your membership was canceled, that's why I was canceling the old Drupal-based membership, and now you'll be on the WordPress membership. Be a lot better.
Hey, those of you who have been with us for more than 6 months, this shouldn't be new to you.
This shouldn't be new to you.
I'm sorry.
We have the greatest fans in the world, don't we?
We love them. Yes, let's get them some applause, Russ.
It's very nice.
We love our audience. You guys make it happen,
Oh.
Yes. He makes it happen too.
Wilhelm out there loves it.
Oh, yes.
All right, let me get to this story. I love this story. Let me get, where is it? Where'd you go? Oh, did I?
No.
It's in the other window. There we go. All right, here we go. Former DEA employee guilty of stealing $1,800 from the agency and her coworkers. A former employee of, this is from triblive.com. A former employee of the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration pleaded guilty Monday to embezzling $1,800 from the agency and her coworkers. Holly Cook, age 43, of Monongahela, stole money from a locked cash box she was in charge of and collected money from other employees for charities without handing the money over to the charities, said Assistant U.S. Attorney Mary Houghton.
The bitch!
Cook started working for the DEA in Harrisburg in 2008 and transferred to the Pittsburgh office in 2009. She was in charge of a petty cash fund the DEA used to support daily law enforcement operations, Houghton said. Cook is no longer employed by the DEA.
Yeah, it sounded like it was a petty cash box, kind of thing. But that was rather petty of her. Oh.
Let's see here.
Where's my rim shot?
we got the Idrasil thing.
Oh yeah. There we go.
A little late.
Yeah. Anyway, we found the ingredients here. I shot Russ the link because I suck at reading out loud.
All right, so here it is. I like how they open by saying Idrasil is aseptically processed and bacteria-free, all natural nutraceutical. Now, I like the nutraceutical thing.
Yeah, nutraceuticals is a thing that people have been using as a term for plant-based medicines, PBMs, lately. So
it's also a way they've been getting around the FDA, and Senator Orrin Hatch out of Utah has been a major not lobbyist, but a major proponent and the guy is, twisting the arms to get things done to protect this nutraceutical industry. These are the botanicals that you get in pills at health food stores and the supplements and all that stuff that have this little thing on them that say, these products have not been evaluated to cure, treat, or prevent any disease or disorder and have not been evaluated by the FDA.
None of these statements have been evaluated by the FDA.
Exactly. So interesting that when marijuana now becomes a pill, that they go to the nutraceutical route, that somehow marijuana, we can let marijuana get it. When we're talking about medical marijuana, what's the first thing they say? That's not medicine. It's got to go through the FDA. It's not met the FDA's approval. We have a way of making medicines. Unless we want to put it in a pill, and then we'll just call it a nutraceutical and, forget about all that FDA crap.
Yeah, or a supplement. Or they call it a supplement.
Wow. All right, so let me continue with this. It's got, its main ingredient is proprietary concentrated cannabis extract. What we call hash oil.
Mostly. Well, this could be this could be through a distiller. There's a couple of ways of making oil, but yeah.
Hash oil.
Basically hash oil.
Hash oil. All right, so other ingredients.
So hash pill.
Hash plus calcium carbonate.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's a dietary calcium supplement and gastric and acid. And it's just an inert filler, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most of the ingredients, besides the cannabis, hash, are just filler.
Magnesium stearate.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fat. Stearic acid is unique among all saturated fatty acids because it does not raise LDL cholesterol levels. So it's another filler.
Yes. And that's actually, it helps with as a transport mechanism.
To get it into the
fatty tissues.
Right, okay. So when you're digesting, gotcha. It's like take a ride along the fat molecule.
when it's going through your intestinal tract and it gets to that lower part of the stomach that breaks down the amino acids and, near the gallbladder there. Anyway.
All right. So, dicalcium phosphate, a dietary supplement in breakfast cereals, enriched flour, and noodle products. It's also used as a tableting agent.
That's to help it expand in your stomach a little bit.
Okay. Microcrystalline cellulose, an inert substance as a carrier for the active ingredient.
Mm-hmm. And once again, it's a something that helps swell up.
And finally, silicon dioxide, a common additive, a flow agent in powdered foods. Again, digestive agent.
Yeah.
But pretty much hash oil.
Yeah, hash oil pill plus a bunch of filler. So they're able to finally put a markup on it and, use it. It's what some people wanted. It's definitely what the government wants.
Well, here is the line, their little tagline.
Oh, yes. I loved the tagline on the side.
That will just make Kevin Sabet erect. Why Idrasil? What morphine did for opium a century ago, our proprietary new medicine Idrasil will do for medical marijuana.
Cha-ching! Oh, I was looking for the other sound effects. Ching, ching.
Yeah, really.
Ching.
So there you go. Let's go to the About Us. Let's see who these Idrasil people are. C3 Patients Association.
They've got some interesting information throughout their site there. It's not just a face site, which a lot of sites can be. There's actually a couple layers of information. There's stuff for doctors and stuff for patients.
Well, of course you know why I'm offended by this. Whenever you say this morphine-opium analogy.
Yeah, that's bullshit anyway.
Opium, again, is an opioid that is physiologically addictive and the abuse of which can, or withdrawal from which, can kill you. We needed to come up with morphine because people using opium were getting themselves addicted and dead. We had to come up with morphine. With medical cannabis, we do not have that need. Now, I'm fine with you putting some Idrasil pills together. I'm fine with you coming up with Sativex spray. I'm fine with whatever the next inhaler is. That's all great. But making none of those is excuse to stop people from using the natural cannabis if they so choose. We don't have the imperative we had with opium that people were getting addicted and dying on the stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm just saying that this... They're not claiming that, there's no benefit to the medical other medical substance. They're just saying that this is a cleaner alternative, more regulated, and
more
your
insurance
dosage,
will pay for it.
And your insurance will pay for the shit. So,
oh man, you can check this out. IdrasilRx.com. IDRASILRX.com. We'll be back to wrap up the show right after this.
You're tuned into the Russ Belville Show, the voice of the marijuana nation.
Great. Drugs make me strong. Drugs make me smart. Drugs make me feel good. Drugs make me cool.
You believe that crap? Huh? You believe all that stuff they're handing you about drugs? You want to believe in something? How about yourself? Don't do drugs.
Little Sally Walker, sitting in a saucer. Ride, Sally, ride. Wipe your weeping eyes. Put your hands on your hips and let your backbone slip. I want you to shake into the heights.
Huey Lewis in the news. Little Sally Walker. Welcome back to Toker Talk Radio. Coming up next, you've got a repeat of the Herb Thrasher Flower Hour from last week. Great show. Check that out coming up at 5 o'clock. 6 o'clock, we got a replay of our Hour 1 Russ Belville show. 7 o'clock replay of this hour, Toker Talk Radio, if you missed the first part of it.
Only replay you get.
Only replay you get anymore. And at 8 o'clock, the new Viper Hour, Reefer Movie Madness Night, with the Violent Years, sitting in and watching old black and white movies and making sarcastic remarks as we do, and smoking lots of weed.
Making funny sounds.
It'll be a lot of fun. I hope to see you there. And check us out at 420radio.org. The new site is up, and it's about 85% complete. We got new links for all of the shows. Don't worry if some of the shows are missing. I'll be adding those back in throughout the week. We'll get the full archive. In fact, more archive than we used to have. I've got all the old Russ Belville shows going back to my XM satellite days.
Krappenstein.
If you want to hear me rant about George W. Bush for a couple hours.
Oh, I would love it. Oh.
There's a whole bunch of those. Now I'll get those loaded as well.
Oh, man.
It's going to be a good time.
I'm just waiting for someone to send us a clipped up rant.
We'll see.
There's got to be somebody out there recording every one of your shows and just waiting to,
Oh, I can only imagine.
Have fun with your voice.
Hey, also, the Undergreen Railroad is open, and we have got one gentleman, Keydet, in our chat room, who may be my new roommate as of July.
Possible verification.
Yeah, it sounds very promising. It's not up to me entirely because it's a lot up to my landlord, but basically my landlord would like the rent paid, so he's pretty flexible. So we will let you know more about that as it keeps developing. If you got any questions or comments about the new 420 Radio site, go ahead and email me, russ@radicalruss.com, and I'll help you out the best I can. I'll be up late the rest of the week, I'm sure, working on this thing. Thanks for joining us. Hey, for Brian the Red, I'm Radical Russ. Until next time, take care of each other, tokers.
This is the Russ Belville Show. The Russ Belville Show is blogging and podcasting daily at radicalruss.com.
You take a seed, you plant it, you grow it, you dry it, you roll it, you smoke it. You take a seed, you plant it, you grow it, you dry it, you roll it, you smoke it. You take a seed. Father, come along. Let us do the things we